students, to the fourth module of this chapter. In the last module, after establishing the importance of variation, now finally let us move to the modes of reproduction. In this module, we are going to learn about modes of reproduction used by a single organism, and under that, we would be studying binary and multiple fission. Hold on! Let's not get confused with these words. We will go through them in the module and understand them. Now, in the first title slide itself, I use the words single organism. That means, students, there has to be more than one modes of reproduction where even more than one organism would be contributing to the process of reproduction. And that is the reason modes of reproduction are of two types, asexual and sexual. Focus on the word asexual. The very word asexual tells me A means absent. Here, the sexes are absent. Only one parent is involved. And simple and small organisms, rather microorganisms like amoeba, participate or exhibit asexual mode of reproduction. On the other hand, sexual reproduction. The very word sexual tells us it is going to involve sexes, involve two parents, a mother, a father, a female, a male, and the organisms exhibiting it are human beings, dogs, elephants, birds, some plants around us. Let us study asexual first in detail. Or rather, I would say, modes of reproduction used by single organisms. And what are they? Fission, fragmentation, regeneration, budding, vegetative propagation, and last but not the least, spore formation. Let us study each one in detail. Beginning with the first and foremost, simplest of all, fission. The word fission tells me divide. Students, the meaning of the word fission means to divide. Here, one organism is going to divide and create new individuals. The first type in it is binary fission. Binary, two in numbers. That means one parent is going to divide and create two new individuals. Let us find out how. A living cell divides into two equal or nearly equal parts. Try to maintain the balance. A living cell dividing into two equal or nearly equal parts. Students, it is usually seen in most of the prokaryotes in the Monera. Also, some protozoa. Protozoans like Parametrium, Euglena, Leishmania, and classic example, amoeba. Now let us find out, taking this amoeba, how binary fission takes place. Okay, in amoeba, binary fission takes place through any plane. Amoeba is asymmetrical, so it can have a slanting, or it can have a straight, or it can have an horizontal division through any plane of its cell, and therefore it is called as a simple binary fission. Let's take an example of a classic Parametrium. It is sandal shaped. The shape of the body enables it to divide into two into the horizontal plane. Horizontal means transverse. Therefore, it is called as transverse binary fission. Let's take an example of Euglena or Leishmania. They have an oblong shape, and that is the reason they divide through the vertical axis, and that is called as longitudinal section. So this is called as longitudinal binary fission. Now, after learning binary fission and its three types, let's move to multiple fission. The word multiple tells me many. Now what? How can an organism divide into many at the same time? Of course it is possible, seen in classic protozoa, Plasmodium vivax that causes malaria, and amoeba. Now the question, if this amoeba is going to show binary fission, why would it show multiple fission? Of course, multiple fission occurs during unfavorable conditions or when the species is endangered. During unfavorable condition, to protect its own cell, it develops a tough, hard covering called as cyst around itself. Inside this cyst, the nucleus divides into many smaller nuclei. Each nuclei pulls a part of cytoplasm towards itself and gets divided into many daughter cells. So simultaneously, many new daughter cells are formed. And when the conditions are favorable, the cyst bursts and releases all the daughter cells into the environment. With this amazing technique, even during unfavorable conditions, amoeba is able to survive and produce new organisms. So here we are learning binary fission, simple binary fission, transverse binary fission, longitudinal binary fission, and multiple fission. Ending this module here.